The fragrance I want to talk to you about today, they're starting to build a pretty good amount of hype. It's a new release from the Renaissance collection from Amouage. Of course, we're talking about Enclave. So stay tuned. So first and foremost, this fragrance was sent to me for review, but as always, the thoughts are going to be my own, and I am flat out blown away by this fragrance. Let's get into this presentation. So this is not the standard boxes for Amouage. This is part of the Renaissance collection. Beautiful designs on here. Right there at the top has the concentration. Fragrance information on the bottom. It is a magnetic flip open side. Foam insert that has a felt topper, but it's die cut for the fragrance itself. Soft foam. Information from the perfumer. Key fragrance notes on here as well. Beautiful, beautiful box. It really is. In regards to this bottle, it's a very reflective fingerprint magnet, slightly translucent green shade. Has the usual Amouage emblem that is raised on there. It says name of the company and fragrance. On the bottom, batch code information, size and concentration. Top of the cap has the crown. It is a magnetic cap. It does hold pretty well. Love magnetic caps. Their usual atomizers. This is their standard bottles for the men's lines. Decent atomizer. Not a special spray, but definitely a special juice. Let's get into the scent. So, classification I'll put here. Obviously released in 2020. And then I'll put the fragrance notes right here for you guys. So in the opening on this one, it's bright and minty fresh. Very, very bright. There's a slight undertone of the cardamom. There's a little sweet spice. And I think with the spearmint oil, that creates that kind of spearmint gum smell I get in the opening. And don't let the phrase spearmint gum detour you. It doesn't smell like a synthetic minty gum. It's a natural spearmint oil for sure. It's beautiful, beautiful, very well done spearmint oil that's in this. But that's what it reminds me of, is that a spearmint gum, for lack of a better analogy or term. And I really believe that's due to that cardamom mixing in with the spearmint. And once you get into the transition, that amber extreme starts to come in a bit more because there's a slight ambery undertone. The spiciness starts to come through from the cardamom. And I do get a light little smokiness, little incensey kind of touch in the background. I'm attributing to the olibanum. And that mintiness stays throughout the entire life of the fragrance. It does start to fade over time, but it goes from just being minty fresh to minty, slightly sweet, and a little spicy. Really starts to transition and nuance a little bit more once you start getting into that heart. And then in the dry down, it's much more ambery. That spearmint is toned way down, still detectable, but toned way down. It's a bit spicier at this point. Still a light incense in the background. But it's mainly that amber extreme that's giving this ambery note that I'm getting that just starts to come through in the background. I do get a little bit of a soft leather type of smell in the background, even though there's no leather in here. I'm assuming that's from the labdanum. Labdanum can come off leathery, especially with a soft leather. And that's really what I get in the dry down. It's very smooth. It starts off kind of in your face, gets a little bit spicier and smokier and amber and a little bit more ambery, and then just smooths out so much in this dry down. The scent is beautiful, and it has subtle nuances throughout all the different stages and transformations that the scent goes through. This is a gorgeous fragrance. It doesn't smell like anything else I have. It's definitely an original in my collection. This is beautiful. I love the way this smells. I was blown away. It was a little much for my wife, and we'll get into why in just a moment, but the scent on this one, without a shadow of a doubt, is a 9 out of 10. Now, here's why it was a little much for my wife. Longevity and projection. So, after 12 hours, I gave up on keeping track. Took a shower at like the 14-hour mark or something, washed it off, and it was still going. Still going nice and steady 14 hours in. It's a 10 out of 10 in longevity. Beast mode, beyond beast mode, obviously, longevity. It goes and goes and goes. The legendary Amouage performance is definitely inside this bottle. Projection. I was choking my wife out. We went run to Lowe's. We have a move coming up. We've been getting boxes as needed. We don't want to buy too many. Even walking down the aisle, it was hitting her. In the car, it was too much. And look, guys, I did 4 sprays. I did 1 on my chest and 3 going around the neck like I usually do. 4 sprays was choking her out for hours and hours and hours and hours. She had to ride with the window down a little bit in the passenger seat. So I couldn't tell you if she liked it because it was just overpowering her. You have to be easy on the sprays with this one. This is one of the most powerful fragrances I own. This is one of the only fragrances that has ever done that to her. She didn't even get to enjoy how good this smells because this stuff smells incredible. It was just too much. The projection is heavy. If you're looking to get something that's pronounced and is going to fill a room, Enclave will fill a room, at least off of my skin. It's extremely potent. It's mind-blowing projection. Almost. I mean, I have other fragrances that will do this, but I was surprised at how much this did that. And I'm going to give the projection a 9 out of 10. So, overall, Enclave from Amouage, guess what? It's a 9.5 out of 10. I'm blown away by this fragrance. I love it. I love it. I now know I need to wear less than 4 sprays. 2 sprays is probably the sweet spot. 1 on the back of my neck, 1 on my chest. Because it didn't choke me out. I could smell myself very easily all day long. I had no issues smelling myself. But 4 sprays was just too much. It was literally choking my wife out. So if you're looking for an absurdly powerful fragrance, minty fresh on top of that, Enclave. There's a link below to grab it. There's a 10% off code to get it from Twisted Lily. It's incredible. At least sample it. I know it's not a cheap fragrance. It's very expensive, but it's worth it. If you like minty fragrances, you're going to like this. It's minty fresh. It gets a little spicy, a little leathery and sweet and ambery later on. Whew. Man, am I glad to have this fragrance. This is a stunner. I urge you, check this one out. Get a sample. You need to try it. Well, that's my thoughts. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. I do appreciate all the feedback. I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have tried Enclave already? I was blown away by this fragrance. The only other fragrance that has gotten a 9.5 out of 10 on my rating system is Zaharoff Acento. Similar projection and longevity and scent quality as far as how pleasing it is. Same here. It's just mind-boggling even talking about it with you guys right now. I was just blown away by how good this fragrance actually is. I mean, one of the best fragrances I have in my collection, without a shadow of a doubt. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on Enclave from Amouage and you give it a spray now, I'm real confident you'll thank me later. Have a good one, guys.